Hi friends, my name is Chaitanya Patke and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to analyze the round robin game which is going to take place at the Eden Gardens in Kolkata between Pakistan and Bangladesh. Bangladesh are out of the semi-final reckoning. We all know that after 5 consecutive defeats, and the last defeat against the Netherlands I think will sting them the most. There are news of dressing room discord and players not playing up to their potential, some players being in bad form, and the seniors not being able to exert their influence onto the dressing room, etc. etc. The Bangladeshi team has been mired in problems which actually began with the rift between Tamim Iqbal and Shakib Al Hasan, which resulted in the former not being picked for the World Cup squad. That caused a huge controversy back home. And although they won against Afghanistan, but after that the team has been in a free fall. As now coming to Pakistan, they still have a mathematical possibility of qualifying for the semi-finals. They need to win their 3 matches starting today with a huge margin and hope that New Zealand lose their last 2 of the 3 games. I think one game of New Zealand is against Afghanistan and the other one is of Netherlands, and I'm forgetting one team. But anyways, so that is the equation for Pakistan. They have to win today and win today handsomely to boost their run rate, because although it is good, it is nowhere near good enough if they are tied for points with New Zealand. And what happened in the 2019 World Cup, that actually Pakistan and New Zealand had the same points going into the last game, but New Zealand qualified due to the greater run rate. So that has to be taken into consideration by the Pakistani management, that they have to come out today all guns blazing. And yes, they have to play positive cricket, they have to play impactful cricket without any fear or without any baggage. That will help. The problem with the Pakistani batters, first of all we will analyze the Pakistani team. The problem with the Pakistani batters is that they haven't been able to convert their starts into big scores. Starting with captain Babar Azam, as you know that he has scored 50 against Afghanistan, 50 against India as well. Unfortunately, couldn't kick on against Sri Lanka and Australia, but that's besides the point. Middle order Shahid Shakil has played pretty well, but he has also been not able to convert his 50s and 60s into 80s and 90s, probably 100. That is the difference between a good team and a great team. So that's what Pakistan is missing. Imam Ulaq has also surprisingly gone under the cosh, because as we know that he has was the ICC number 1 batsman just a couple of months ago, and now he is in a complete free fall. He has been able to play his natural game at the start of the innings, but that is only reduced to 4 to 5 overs. After that, when the power play overs are finished, he struggles to rotate the strikes even in the power play, although he makes it up with the boundaries. So he needs to work on rotating his strike and converting his starts into the big ones. That is the problem with all the Pakistani batsmen. Iftikhar Ahmed has also looked brilliantly well, but in patches he scores 30s, 40s, and after that he is out. And that is the issue that the Pakistani batting is currently facing. On the bowling front, Haris Rauf has been leaking a lot of runs, although there has been a lot of improvement as compared to the game against India and Afghanistan. In South Africa's game, he bowled particularly well, especially that catch he took to dismiss the 9th wicket. That aroused the hopes of lots of Pakistani, but unfortunately the victory wasn't there to be. But anyways, he needs to work on his line and length. I think he can bowl a bit fuller. And if you analyze Haris Rauf's bowling action when he delivers the ball, I don't know if that is the fear of no ball or if that is his strategy to go with. Throughout his career, his front leg while landing has been way behind the popping crease. So if he can just pull his leg a bit forward, then his length will also from a shot of good length be converted into good length. So that is an area he needs to work with. And we know that he has pace. He consistently clocks above 145, which is a rarity these days in international cricket. But he just needs to work on his line and length and be positive. Shaheen Shah Afridi has also blown hot and cold. He was flopped in the match against India. He took a 5 wicket against Australia, but considered a lot of runs. By that time, the match had gone out of Pakistan's grasp. But anyways, they need to turn up today. So do the spinners Shadab Khan, Mohammad Nawaz, and Usama Mir. 3 of them have flopped miserably. No two words about it. And yeah, they need to hit their lengths pretty nicely. They need to settle into a rice rhythm. They need to vary their pace. They need to make the use of the crease effectively, ball according to their field placements. And yeah, Pakistan actually starts as the favorites against Bangladesh, even though they are not in red hot form. Coming to Bangladesh, their batting has been in such a sorry state that there are no two words about their failure. Tanzid Hassan, if you take out the 50 against India, has not performed well. So has Litton Das. He has also gone off the boil, and Shakib Al Hasan has also not been performing up to its potential. He set the World Cup on fire in 2019. I don't know what has happened in 2023. He actually, in the middle of the World Cup tournament, before their last game against the Netherlands, left to be with his personal coach, but after some backlash, he had to cut short his trip and join the team. So, as I said, there is a discontent and discord amongst the team. After his 100 against South Africa, Mahmudullah also said that there are a lot of things that he wants to discuss, but right now is not the time. So, if one reads between the lines, we can say that nothing is good in the Bangladeshi camp. Their bowling, I think, has been faring decently well. Against the Netherlands, also they restricted them to below 230, but it's the batting that has been concerning. Mushfiqur Rahim has also not performed very well. The problem for Bangladesh is that all their senior players, like Litton Das, Shakib Al Hasan, Mushfiqur Rahim, except for Mahmudullah Riyad, are not in form all at the same time and in a tournament like a World Cup, which is a sure shot recipe for disaster. They will be looking to salvage some pride. Coming on to the pitch report, the last games between the Netherlands and the Bangladesh, the pitch was on the slower side. It was a bit too paced. So I think 270, 280 while batting first will be a good score. But there is also a due factor into consideration. I think Pakistan will be favorites in this game. As I said a few moments ago, if they win the toss, they should look to bat positively, and they should aim for 320, 330 instead of the normal. You have seen a lot of times that Babar Azam says that we are looking for 280, 290, 270, 280. So that is not the right mentality to approach the power play. If they target 320, 330 on this two pace pitch, they'll get 280, 290. That should be the target. Both teams, actually Pakistan have so much to gain and Bangladesh have nothing to lose. So that can free up the minds of Bangladeshi batsmen. So they want to go out on a high. Today might well be the chance. Lots of Bangladeshi supporters are coming into Kolkata because as we know that Dhaka and Kolkata are so near each other, and it is easier for the Bangladeshi fans to get the visas as compared to Pakistani counterparts. But anyways, Bangladesh has also will always enjoy a cordial support in Kolkata. So let's see. Hopefully, we have a great game of cricket and not some dull game, and someone must win game for Pakistan for qualification purpose, and Bangladeshi team will play for their wounded pride. So how did you like my analysis and the preview of this game? Please tell me in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel and press the bell icon for further notifications. We'll meet in the next video. Till then everyone, bye, and I'm humbly requesting to you all once again, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.